Can everyone hear me?
One second, Jamie.
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call the January 2nd, 2021 reorganization meeting to order. Please stand to salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God. Can you guys hear me?
Jamie, we heard you. You're on mute now.
Jamie, can you hear us? Jamie. You're on mute, Jamie.
Okay, can you hear me now?
1 second, do it again. Yep.
Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Ready, start. I'm going to start the Pledge of Allegiance over again. I pledge
We did that.
allegiance.
Jamie.
Oh, you did that? Okay. I'm
We're good,
sorry.
yep.
Sorry. Okay.
It's all good.
I'm sorry. I think my thing went to mute. Okay. At this time, I'll read the sunshine statement. Be advised that proper notice has been given by the Township Council in accordance with the sunshine law in the following manner. Notice advertised in the Burlington County Times and Camden Courier Post on December 29th, 2020, and posted on the bulletin board on the same date. At this time, I'd like to invite Councilman-elect Lynn Jenny, his family, and State Senator Troy Singleton to the front to swear in Mr. Jenny.
You're there, sir. Yeah. There we go. How's that? Right there. That's it. I state your name.
I, Lynn Jenny,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully, impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the office of Township Council
of the office of the Township Councilman at Large
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Big couple shots or?
Okay, at this time, I'd like to invite Councilman Tyler Burrell, his family, to come to the front to be sworn in by U.S. Senator Cory Booker, who is joining us by Zoom.
As they go forward and assemble, allow me to take a point of privilege, if I may, just to thank everyone for your leadership on multiple roles here present. And I'm honored to be able to, as one of my first official acts of 2021, to have such a privilege. Tyler is really today making Delran history by becoming the youngest council president in the history of the township. And I would dare say that in the pantheon of American elected leadership, he is one of the exciting rising stars in our country. No more noble calling does anyone have than to serve their fellow human, and to do it in elected office is to make sacrifices in the name of service. And for that, I am grateful. New Jersey, more than ever in my lifetime, has been relying on our local leaders to help us through the difficult days of this pandemic. And today, as local officials swear this oath in your great township, I think there is a tremendous renewal of hope and promise for us, not only enduring these difficult times, but overcoming them and making for better days. So with that, Tyler, I hope that you will raise your hand and put your hand on your sacred text. I think I can see you doing that. Yes, I do. And please repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Tyler Burrell,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people.
and that I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
partially, and justly
perform all the duties of
perform all the duties of
councilman at large
councilman at large
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Councilman. Thank you for this honor.
All right, great. Thank you very much, Senator.
Thank you. Tremendous. God bless everybody. God bless Delran, and God bless our country. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to call former Councilman Gary Katchenbone, his family, Assemblyman Dr. Herb Conaway to the front to swear in Mr. Katchenbone.
Okay, you want to read this? I don't know, I'll read it to you.
Okay.
Place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Gary Katchenbone,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office
perform all the duties of the office
of mayor
of mayor
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I support the Constitution of the United States
that I support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
At this time, I will take roll call. Mr. Jenny,
Here.
Ms. Pareo,
Here.
Mr. Lyon,
Here.
Mr. Burrell.
Here.
Next item on the agenda is the nominations for council president.
I'd like to make a nomination for Tyler Burrell for council president.
Is there a second? Mr. Jenny,
Aye.
Ms. Pareo,
Aye.
Mr. Lyon,
Aye.
Mr. Burrell.
Can't vote against myself. Aye. Well, thank you, Council, for the vote of endorsement, and I'm honored to serve as the president this year. At this time, I need a vice president to help with those duties, so I'm accepting nominations for vice president of council.
I'd like to nominate Tom Lyon for vice president.
Second.
9 seconds. Jamie, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Jenny,
Yes.
Ms. Pareo,
Aye.
Mr. Lyon,
Aye.
Mr. Burrell.
Aye. Congratulations, Tom.
Thank you very
Council
much.
President. All right, at this time, we're going to jump into the fun portion of our agenda. I want to first thank Senator Booker for joining us. I know he had to jump off a call and head to a number of events, including other swearing-ins. So I want to thank you very much. And there are some other elected officials in the room who we will get to their remarks at the end of our meeting. So in the meantime, we'll go to the action portion of our agenda. First up, we're going to have the mayor's appointments with advice and consent of council. So I'll be seeking a motion to authorize these appointments. Resolution 2020-2101 all the way through 06 does the following: appoints Sal Siciliano and Associates as Township Solicitor, CME Associates as Township Engineer, Parker McKay as Township Bond Attorney, Marmero Law as Township Labor Attorney, appointment of Kathleen Gaskell as the Township Tax Attorney, and Malamut and Associates as the Township COA Attorney. And last but not least is the appointment of Jeffrey Hatcher as the Business Administrator with a term to expire ending in 2024. Can I get a motion?
Tom Lyon, motion.
Virginia, second.
Mr. Jenny,
Yes.
Ms. Pareo,
Aye.
Mr. Lyon,
Aye.
Mr. Burrell.
Aye. Motion carries. Congratulations, Gary, on those appointments. Next, we have council's appointments. Same process. I'll also be seeking a motion. Resolution 2021-8 is appointing Bowman and Company as the Township Auditor. 2021-09 is appointing Daniel Rosenberg and Associates as the Township Public Defender. And Resolution 2021-10, appointing Greg Purr as the Township Prosecutor.
So moved.
Second.
Jamie?
Mr. Jenny,
Yes.
Ms. Pareo,
Aye.
Mr. Lyon,
Aye.
Mr. Burrell.
Aye. Next, we have some resolutions so we can have a working government. I am seeking motions for all of these as well. Resolution 2021-11, Cash Management Plan, which makes our depositories and investments.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Jenny,
Aye. Yes.
Ms. Pareo,
Aye.
Mr. Lyon,
Aye.
Mr. Burrell.
Aye. Next, we have Resolution 2021-12, appointing the 2021 annual meeting notice to the newspapers. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jamie?
Mr. Jenny,
Aye.
Ms. Pareo,
Aye.
Mr. Lyon,
Aye.
Mr. Burrell.
Aye. Next, we have Resolution 2021-13, adopting the 2021 temporary budget.
Motion.
Second.
Aye.
Mr. Jenny? Did I hear aye?
Yeah, he said aye, yep.
Okay. Ms. Pareo?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. Next, we have Resolution 2021-14, authorizing signatures for the escrow account held at WisFizz Bank. This adds the new mayor, Gary Catcherbone, so he can sign our checks. Can I get a resolution, please? Or a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jamie?
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Ms. Pareo?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. And in a similar fashion, 2021-15, authorizing signatures, this time for TD Bank. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Jamie?
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Ms. Pareo?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. Now we have some more appointments to go through. These are the mayor's appointments. They do not require a vote of consent, but we will read them into the record. Gary Catcherbone to the planning board as a class 1 member, Lynn Jennings to the planning board as the mayor's designee, Kimberly Bogie to the planning board as a class 2 member, Candy Cure to the planning board as a class 4 member, Randy Kinkis to the planning board as a class 4 member, Christopher Giles to the planning board as alternate number 1, and Cantor Johnny Asmir to the planning board as alternate number 2, and Jamie Eggers, Tyler Burrell, and Jason Harris to the Multi-Dwelling Emergency Commission for a term to expire at the end of 2024. Once again, those do not require our consent, but just wanted to read those for the record. The next appointments do require our consent. That is Eva Jackson to the Recreation Advisory Committee and Kathleen Malgry to the Green Team. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Jamie?
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Ms. Pareo?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. Next, we have council's appointments. We have Tom Lyon to the planning board as a class 3 member, Thomas Morrow to the zoning board, John Yuko to the zoning board, Joseph Chaska to the zoning board as an alternate number 1, Marie Iezzi to the zoning board as alternate number 2, Colin Rafferty to the Recreation Advisory Committee, Alvina Wilson to the Recreation Advisory Committee, Susan Huskin to the Green Team, and Deb Hamming to the Green Team. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Jamie?
Mr. Jenny? Ms.
Aye.
Pareo?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. Great. At this time, we're going to have comments from council. Are you all right with your back?
No, you have to get back on here.
Okay, when we get to your portion, we can have you jump on
I'm
Tom's
good.
camera. Having some technical difficulties. But first up, we normally go in ward order. So at this time, we're going to introduce Ward 1 Councilwoman Virginia Parejo.
Yes, I want to congratulate our new mayor, Mayor Catcherbone. I know how much you love Delran, and I know you will continue to work hard for the residents of Delran as mayor. I want to congratulate Tyler Burrell, our new council president. I look forward to continue working with you, and congratulations to Lynn Jenny. Welcome to council, and I look forward to serving with you.
Great, thank you, Virginia. Put those headphones on. 1 second. She puts on headphones. All right. Next up, we have Ward 2 Councilman and now our Vice President of Council, Tom Lyon.
Yeah, thanks for everybody that showed up today and who people are on Zoom. I'd like to say thank you to all the volunteers in town for these appointments, zoning board, planning board, recreation, green team, the whole bit. Without the volunteers, the town doesn't run properly. So hats off for all those people that are volunteering. Congratulations to Gary for being the mayor, and it's a great job, and your commitment to Delran is unquestioned. Tyler, awesome as always. You are a bright star here in town, and we appreciate everything you bring to the table. Lynn, worked with Lynn on the zoning board. Great guy, does a great job, really cares about everything. So he's going to be a real welcome addition. Happy holidays, happy new year to everybody. Let's continue to stay safe, and hopefully we have another prosperous year, and we can get these vaccines the way they're going and whatnot. And we all stay safe and come out better on the other end of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. And next, we're going to have our brand new Councilman, Lynn Jennings. Lynn, do you have your video up, or do you want to slide over to?
I'm just about ready. If you could bear with me a second, I think I've got it back.
No problem. Are you on as a panelist or what's his name on the computer?
I signed back on, so she probably changed after the back in.
Yeah, don't see it yet. What's the name of the, oh, you see here, hold on. All right, Lynn is just joining back on, so 1 second, please. And turn on the video.
There we go. All righty. Sorry for the delay. I have a short statement, and I actually prepared it so I don't ramble. First, I want to thank a gentleman who has earned my respect and happens to be a neighbor, Senator Troy Singleton, for swearing me in today. I would also like to state what an honor it is that we are joined not only by State Senator Singleton, but also U.S. Senator Cory Booker, Congressman Andy Kim, and Assemblyman Herb Conaway. I especially would like to thank my wife, Sue, my daughter, Robin, and her husband, Jesse, for their support and encouragement during the campaign and always. I want to thank the Delran residents for their confidence in me and for electing me to this office. I spent many years serving Delran in a variety of other ways, from 16 years on the school board, 5 years on the zoning board, and while a member of the Delran Business Association. Participating with so many Delran residents over the years has been one of the most rewarding times of my life. I've enjoyed being a Delran resident for over 4 decades. Sue and I moved 3 times during our 42 years as residents of Delran. Each time we searched areas in Burlington County, and each time we found the home and neighborhood we desired in Delran. Our community is a proud community, and rightfully so. The reason we have such pride in our community, and a large reason Sue and I moved 3 times within Delran, is the participation of our residents. Delran has a huge volunteer base that contributes time and energy to benefit our young people, social groups, senior citizens, and many others. Our town government is focused on keeping taxes stable, maintaining our system of roads, and providing municipal services that are some of the best in Burlington County. And as I'm looking forward to working with Mayor Catron and fellow council persons to continue the impressive work already accomplished. I'm eager to join, yet humbled, by this dedicated and committed group of individuals, and will bring my own unique experience and perspective to council. I'm excited to be a participant in continuing to shape our community into a gem of Burlington County. And again, I want to also congratulate Mr. Catron for being elected mayor, Mr. Burrell for council president, as well as being re-elected to council, and all the other members. We have a very impressive group of people, and I appreciate very much being a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilman. At this point, it is now my report. I have some brief remarks, and I will keep them brief because it's never good to give an elected official a microphone. I first want to thank, as everybody else, thank Senator Cory Booker for joining us today and swearing me in. It's truly an honor. to have someone with his stature here and take time out of his busy day to join us, as well as the other elected officials in the room, Congressman Andy Kim, Senator Troy Singleton, and Assemblyman Herb Conaway, who are also here and do have some remarks for us at the end. Thank you for joining us and being here in Delran. There's a few other folks I'd have to thank, and that's most importantly my family who's in the room, my dad, Carolyn, and Tim for their continued support and encouragement. They are as much involved as public service as I am indirectly. They get stopped at ShopRite just as much as I do and get asked questions. And they always love when I get pulled out of dinner early for Gary. So they are just as invested as anybody else in the room. And I'd not be here without their continued support and sacrifices for my brother and I. Next, I'd like to thank the many political friends and advisors who are behind the scenes who make all of this happen. They know who they are, and we always count on their support. Next, running mates, Mayor Catron and Councilman Jennings. It was a pleasure to work on such a substantive issue-based campaign with both of you. I'm thrilled to begin my second term on council with you guys aboard. Looking forward to what we can do for 4 years. And most importantly, I want to wholeheartedly thank the residents of Delran. In no form of government other than local government do the people hold the most power and immediate direct influence over the representatives. I don't take lightly that the residents have used their great power and voted in confidence for me to serve a second term, as well as the other members up here. Growing up here in Delran to now having the blessing to give back to the community that built me is truly an honor and a great privilege. Those folks who know me know I love a good musical, and Hamilton has got to be one of the best. There's a line in Hamilton that, after they won the election, George Washington said, "Winning is easy, but governing is harder." And I'm not really sure if winning an election is easy, but compared to governing is for sure challenging work. And what makes government so challenging is that we're constantly wading in a sea of unknown. The unknown issues our township will face, the unknown obstacles standing in the way, resolving these issues, and the unknown impact our decisions today will have on the community decades to come. But in this sea of ever-turning unknown, there are a few things that I do know. First, I know that I can rely on this body of elected officials who are sitting next to me, as well as the mayor, because we share the same level of commitment and dedication for Delran as everyone here. And we each bring our own perspectives to the table, and it makes for a great team. Second, I know we ourselves may not be the smartest people in the room, but we are surround ourselves with staff and experts who are, so we can make the most informed decisions possible. And finally, I know that all of us will work tirelessly for the people of Delran. And I think that is the most important thing. As a graduate of Delran High School and, all the schools right down the street, the middle school being across the way, and Dr. Brochel in attendance, the superintendent, we learned that American government is built on the principle of a more perfect union. I think that means a lot when you really think about it. It's not, the quote isn't a perfect union, it's rather a more perfect union, more being the special word there, because we understand that perfection is fundamentally impossible. This isn't really a flaw in the government, but is intentional to the design. The notion means that we are able to keep working and striving for better, always improving. It's this endless pursuit of perfection, constantly reaching for something unattainable that is the engine of great debate, great innovation, and great government. And this pursuit for perfection, for a better government, starts here locally in Delran. This pursuit starts with a strong legislative agenda, and that we can do with our new leadership at the top, Mayor Catron. It's this time, it's now or never, that we leverage 21st century technology to modernize our government, using technology as a tool, not a barrier for better government. With a modern approach to government, we can find ways to share information and keep our residents informed. We can find ways to diversify our tax base, attract new businesses, and ultimately fill these empty vacant properties. Third, we can find ways to make sure that this generation, my generation, and the generations after us can afford to live here and stay in Delran. Finally, it's time we prioritize making Delran a more cohesive community and improve the quality of life for every resident. We started this mission early in my last term with the Winter Festival and Delran Night Out. As we look forward to the end of this pandemic, it's time we continue on this path. Whether it be a dog park, walking paths, or community garden, we have options at our disposal to demonstrate our pride in this community and make it a place where everybody thrives. And to do this, we need to rely on the community as a whole, because local government is a community effort. It's not a one-way street. It's time we recognize and involve all of Delran, from the school children, the school board, seniors, to the businesses that call Delran home. We're all in this together. And by working together, we can leverage our resources and shared passion for Delran to improve the community we call home. When we work together, the possibilities are endless. And by no means is our agenda or the future going to be easy. We really don't know what's ahead, but the challenge makes it all worth it. In the words of Thomas Paine, the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. And finally, as I wrap up my remarks, I want to stress to the residents and those folks here that we're going to work with and for the residents. That's the number one priority, and that's why we were elected, and that's what we're going to do. This is our community, our friends, our neighbors, who all want one thing: a prosperous Delran, and that's what we're going to deliver. And I promise to work hard endlessly to make you proud of this team up here on the dais. I leave my fellow council members and our mayor with one final message. That is 1,461. That's 1,461 days left in this term, this 4-year term. We have the ability to affect more positive change for our community today, right here, than anyone else at this very moment. Let's use this time to focus on the issues and not get bogged down by the politics. Let's leave it all on the table and make this 4 years worth it. And let's never forget the opportunity we are blessed with and the responsibility we have for our residents. Each and every day, we're going to strive to make Delran a better tomorrow than it was yesterday. We start our pursuit for perfection in Delran today. Thank you very much. And next we have Mayor Catronba. For the first time in public, I get to gladly introduce Mayor Catronba, and the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Tyler. My goodness. I got permission to take this off while I was speaking, and I've wrapped it up in my headphones. So first, I'd like to thank Senator Cory Booker and Senator Troy Singleton and Assemblyman Dr. Herb Conaway for swearing counsel and myself in. I'd like to, I'm just adjusting my headphones. I'd like to make a note that both Senator Singleton and Assemblyman Conaway are both Delran residents. I'd also like to thank Congressman Andy Kim, who will be speaking in a few minutes, for joining us, and we congratulate him on his reelection. I think I speak for everyone here in wishing you success in your second term. And we're honored and humbled to have you all here today, and grateful that you've been most generous with your time to be part of this moment in our town. This year was not at all what we are used to. So I need to take a moment to express my appreciation to some of the various groups within the community and thank all the professionals that help us all to serve Delran. We're extremely fortunate to have so many smart and talented people working with us. I'd also like to thank the people here on the ground in Delran, the police, public works, EMS, and fire departments for their level of responsiveness and commitment to public safety in this once-in-a-generation pandemic. Our friends in organized labor that have not only provided an incredible workforce for the Delran residents, but also work with us as we navigate this unprecedented time. This is the first meeting in 12 years that I'm not a member of town council, and it feels kind of weird. But I feel great knowing that this incredible group of talented and caring people will lead the way to an even better Delran. And I want to take just a moment to congratulate Lynn Jenny, who I've known for many years and has always served Delran, and Tyler Burrell, who the Burrells are here, we're all proud of. I cannot wait to continue to work with you. You will notice there's one member of council that's not here. Councilman Mike Mormando has moved to a different home in Delran that unbelievably is a couple of 100 yards outside of the Ward 3 border. He moved to better accommodate the needs of his multi-generational household, and he's going to be genuinely missed for his insight and caring about the residents of Delran. I know Mike will continue to be there for us, and I believe we will see him serving Delran in some capacity again. I'd also like to acknowledge Delran Township staff, especially Jeff Hatcher, our township administrator, whose level of expertise and body of knowledge is unprecedented. Jeff has served the town and our residents and saved them more money than most of us realize. Jamie Eggers, our township clerk, who works tirelessly every day to keep everything running smoothly and whose talent and intelligence goes unnoticed because she makes it look so easy. While all the staff here at the township are working hard for you, Jeff and Jamie have to do their jobs and deal with those of us up here that constantly add to their to-do list. So, and most importantly, I'd like to express my heartfelt gratitude to my wife, Julie, to my daughters, Jermaine, Nina, and Rose, my father-in-law, Frank Kaiser, who is here with us and now a proud Delran resident, my grandchildren, Patrick and Bridget, for their support and encouragement, for making me hopefully a better man, and by extension, a better public servant. We have a saying in our family, we'll figure it out. It's more than a saying, it's really our family motto. And this past year has brought many challenges to everyone that no one could anticipate. And it reminds us that life is rarely what we expect it to be. Whatever your goals, you can make it happen if you plan and work for that plan. But if you keep working, it will happen. So to show my appreciation to the residents of Delran for electing me as your next mayor, I'd like to extend our family motto to our Delran community. We'll figure it out. We're going to do it together. Due to the pandemic, the campaign, we were not able to connect with the residents the normal way. So we sent out surveys and reached out in other ways through phone calls and social media. Through that process, we were able to hear from so many residents about what was most important to them and how we could best represent their interests. I've always been committed to transparency in our local government. In fact, when I first was getting started going to meetings in 1998, there was no township website and you had to pay to get minutes for each meeting. I remember thinking then, this isn't right. So I started my own community website, posted meeting minutes for free and available on your schedule, not ours. But technology sure has changed since then. And now we live stream our meetings for those who can't attend. We have social media accounts to provide important notices and have already increased public outreach and engagement because of it. As mayor, I'm committed to building on that transparency. Residents can look forward to Delran Township making public information even more accessible. To begin with, we will fully utilizing a Nixle type alert system along with social media to provide more proactive and functional method of communicating important and timely information, such as, leaf pickup and branch pickup, road closures, and other public safety information. We'll also be fully updating our website yet again to make it even more user-friendly, fully integrating our social media accounts and making sure that information is current. No one should have to ask a question about when their trash will be picked up on 5 different Delran residents' Facebook pages because they can't find the right answer easily on our township website. And I'm also committed to assisting our often overlooked senior residents in making their lives easier. For residents who don't wish to access information through the internet, we'll be offering alternative methods of contact through phone and text blasts, and a new take on the newsletters we used to mail out. And finally, in my commitment to demystify the process of government, residents can look forward to weekly podcasts from me that you can ask questions and about how things work, such as how to obtain a permit or engage the building department, or to notify someone about a missed trash or recycling pickup, and explain how council makes all the decisions that they make on so many issues. These explanations will be available 24/7 and without the need or constraints of having to attend a public council meeting. Once the pandemic is over, hopefully as soon as possible, I also hope to be able to engage with residents in person so that you feel that you know me and your council. You know us as your representatives, but I want you to know us as your friends and neighbors. In your survey answers earlier this year, nothing was clearer than you wanting us to keep taxes stable and protect our open space. I would like to take this opportunity to renew our commitment to both. In our continued effort to revitalize Delran Township, we'll be looking at ways to redevelop existing vacant commercial properties and bring new business into town, which will help create more commercial tax revenue and continue to keep residential taxes stable. This past year has shed some light on the concerns of the Black communities around the country. Along with several members of council, I was fortunate enough to participate in the Delran Riverside Black Lives Matter March in June. And one of the misconceptions that people think is that you can't support both the police department and the Black community at the same time. But our Delran police proved that theory wrong. They marched with us and protected all of us while they were marching. As mayor, I assure you that we will continue to support both the Black community and the Delran police in their efforts toward diversity training and making an inclusionary approach to public safety in every way possible, through one positive contact at a time. I assure you, we will be even more inclusive. Delran's an incredible place to live, and I've been fortunate to call it home for decades. Moving here in a blended family in junior high across the street. It wasn't called Chester Avenue School then, it was the junior high. And being a member of the first graduating class of Delran High School, moving to a Delran apartment after college, and then buying my parents' home. Raising our family here, and now having my father-in-law, Julie's dad, live with us, reminds me every day of the privilege and honor it will be to serve as your mayor. It's my hope that all Delran residents will feel more included in the process, and that we move Delran forward to an even more thriving community for everyone. Whatever issues or needs develop, together, we'll figure it out. Thank you. Tyler.
Well said, Mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we're going to have some quick remarks from some of the elected officials who took time out of their day to join us. At this time, I'd like to welcome and open the floor up to our Congressman, second-term Congressman, making history, Andy Kim. Come on down here.
Thank you. It's so great to see such incredible public servants stepping up. Mayor,
Thank you.
Council President, Councilman, the whole council. Just congratulations for what you've accomplished. And as the Council President said, now it's time to roll up our sleeves and get to work. Now it's time to be able to deliver and to focus on governance. Just before I came here today, I took a tour and visited a vaccine distribution location here in our area. And watching our healthcare professionals deliver the vaccine to some of the most vulnerable people in our community was such an extraordinary experience. I remember I talked to one woman, her name was Debbie, and she was just, her eyes just so filled with hope, just talking about how excited she was that she was going to be able to get the vaccine because of her work puts her in touch with people that are exposed very frequently. So something that she's always been worried about, bringing that vaccine, bringing the potentially the illness back home. And I asked her, you know, when you finish out the vaccine, what are you going to do? And she just paused. She's just like, oh, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next. And I think that that's what a lot of us feel right now. That's what 2021 is going to be about. All of us are waiting for our turn, waiting for our chance to be able to get the vaccine. And then we need to be thinking about what comes next. The world that we're going to be emerging back into is going to be different from the one that we socially distanced from last year. Now the question is, what do we want that world to look like? What do we want that community to look like? I, for one, think that the goal of our efforts in government isn't just to dial back the clock to February 2020, but instead to try to think about what we learned, try to think about what we've experienced and to try to find a better way for us to be able to move forward. What we also learned is that these challenges that we face, they cannot be solved by any single level of government alone, which is why I'm here, because we're partners in this effort. Anything you need, you know, I'll do everything that I can to fight for that for the community here in Delran. And I stand before you today as a humble public servant, same as you. We all take our oath. We all swear upon the Constitution to this country. And no matter what our titles are, we're all partners in this effort. So congratulations again. I look forward to working with all of you. For the residents of Delran, you have a steady hand at the wheel and leadership that's going to make you proud. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Congressman, for joining us. Appreciate it. Next, I'd like to welcome Delran resident, as well as our Senator Troy Singleton, to give some brief remarks.
Council President, thank you, sir. Mayor, it's an honor with you as always, and to my community of Delran. I am overwhelmed to be here today. I've had the honor and privilege of being here to swear in elected officials over the course of my career, but there's something special about this group, and it's made more special because this group represents me as a resident. I can go down as I think about each and every one of them, and Tyler, I will start with because I've known Tyler before he had this fancy title. I've known him and watched him grow both politically and professionally. And I can tell you the deep sense of pride that I know his family feels about him, it is shared by so many of us. He is an outstanding public servant whose career is just beginning, and I look forward to seeing his maturation as he grows. When I think about Virginia and the work that she does in our schools for all of our children, it is incredible when you think of the public service that it takes to not just serve the public as a local elected official, but also to engage the next generation, our next leaders. And for that, I am honored and privileged to have her, because she has spent time teaching my daughter, which is also a challenge, to say the least, having found that out during COVID. And Tom and his work on behalf of working men and ladies, is someone who shares a union background. Brother, it's always a pleasure to see you, and congratulations on your role as Vice President. And last but certainly not least, on this council, Len, he said it, he is my neighbor. He is someone who I got to know working through our advisory council, but truly someone whose dedication to this town and this community knows no bounds. He will serve us well. And frankly, since I know where he lives, I know where to complain if something doesn't go right, but he will serve us well. And lastly, and most assuredly not least, is our mayor. Our mayor is someone who, above all else, is Delran. He is Delran because he symbolizes what I think Delran is: a spirit of community, a spirit of togetherness, an ability to, as he said, we will figure it out. He is a champion and a cheerleader for this community and will be so as mayor. I'm honored to call him my friend. I was honored that we were once running mates, but I am thrilled that the stewardship of this town will be in his hands, and I know it is in great hands. As they say, elections are about partisanship, but government is truly about partnership. And it's a partnership not just amongst the council and mayor, but it's a partnership of all of us and our work in holding our mayor and council accountable. They have no problem being held accountable because they are talented individuals who will serve us well. But as we move forward, whether it's in person or in Zoom, it is our obligation as citizens to make sure that our elected representatives at every level of government are working on behalf of us. I know they will here in Delran, and I am thrilled and honored to call them my council members, my mayors, and also my friends. So thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. And last but not least, another Delran resident, Assemblyman Herb Conaway.
I think I'm far enough away from everybody to take this mask off. Isn't that better? But it is a real pleasure and honor for me to attend the swearing in today. As my senator mentioned, I've had the opportunity of doing a number of these over the years, but this one is a special one because, you know, Gary and I have known each other for 20 years. And when he stepped forward to say that he wanted to get involved in a public life to perform public service for his residents, you know, we were there working together. And that newsletter that he talked about, we were talking about that when he launched that newsletter to let Delran residents know what was going on with their government. And it just, you just reflect on what it means to step forward and participate in civic life. You know, we are a government of the people, thank goodness, but it really needs to be driven by the dedicated work of the citizens who will decide and have decided since the beginning of the Republic and hopefully on well into the future, that rather than sort of sitting at home or at work, perhaps thinking more about themselves than others, these people, such as Gary and this council, have decided to sacrifice their time away from their family, you know, making ends meet at work, but getting into the arena and looking out after their fellow citizens. That is a great calling. And Gary, these last 20 years and others who have served know what an honor it is to be able to do that. But I tell you, we don't move forward unless people decide to do that. It's just not voting, as important as that is, but it's also getting in it, getting in it up to your knees, getting in it up to your shoulders, even neck sometimes, to serve your fellow man, to look out and say, there's a child that needs better education. There's a child that needs a disabled park, and we're going to get that for them. There are roads that need repairing, and we're going to get those roads repaired. There are taxes we need to stabilize to keep our community together so people can stay here and age here and have their children take over their homes here when it comes to that, by good stewardship, looking after the things that people want looked after. And I can tell you, because I talk to Gary a lot, you know, sometimes doctor of the family is, look at him, he looks great, doesn't he? You know, that he lives, breathes, thinks about Delran every day, and as does this council, that I know he will find a privilege to work with going forward. But this is what it takes. Gary, congratulations, it's been a long time coming. One of those campaigns, you know, I'm in the hospital, my second child is coming. I'm stuffing envelopes for Delran to get him out there so we can try to get an election, you know, done over here. We didn't do so well that time, but but it keeps plugging away. And I know this dream of being mayor of Delran is something that you've been, you know, been working at a long time. And I have to say, I'm so glad to see it having achieved it. I really, really am. And so, as a resident here, and just as a citizen who knows a little bit about government and what it takes to do the job well, the sacrifices that it attends it. I want to say thank you for stepping up to all of you, for stepping up and doing the job for all of us. And we'll be with you because it doesn't end with this day, as you know. It's a constant process of informing the public, being informed by the public, and having your steps as governmental leaders informed by the will of the public. Congratulations. I look forward to your great success, and we'll be with you along the way. Good afternoon, everybody.
Thank you, Assemblyman, for that. And I believe that's it for elected officials. Yeah. So we're almost done. We just have to open it up to public. Can I get a motion for public comment?
Motion, open the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose? None, the motion is carried. So we are now in our public portion of the meeting. For folks who are on Zoom, which is mostly everybody, we do have a small gathering here in person of just family. But if you're on Zoom and you'd like to comment or make any comment or ask any questions, you can click the raise your hand button in the bottom of your Zoom application. Or if you're on a phone, you would dial 9. After you raise your hand, we will identify you, and Jamie will unmute you so you can participate. We'll just wait a second and see if anybody does that. Final call. Oh, we got one. Yep. Jamie, can you, we got a couple. Jamie, I can actually unmute it on my end. I believe this is Mayor of Marlton. We're going to put you on. Allowed to talk. Can you hear us?
Hi, good afternoon, Tyler.
Yes, we
And
can hear
to
you.
Hi, this is Mayor Jackie from Evesham Township. I just wanted to come on and congratulate Mayor Cantrabone, Council President Burrell, and all the council members on your new year. I want to wish you a happy new year. Send congratulations from myself, Deputy Mayor Heather Cooper, Councilwoman Hanson, and our newly electeds. I know as local leaders, it can be really challenging. We've all come off of a very challenging year last year, but I look forward to all the great things that are going to come out of Delran. And I look forward to working with you and sharing ideas on how we can help all of our residents. So congratulations, and I wish you good luck in the new year.
Thank you very much, Mayor. We appreciate it. Next, we got a couple hands. So next we're going to go to Stephen Steglick, who will be the, and this time, Tuesday will be the next mayor of Mount Laurel. So Stephen, you're about to be on. Let's allow him to talk. Hey, Stephen, you're live.
Hi, can everyone hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right, just want to say congratulations. I'm councilman in Mount Laurel, and we'll be having our reorg meeting on Tuesday as well. Just want to say congratulations, Mayor Cantrabone. Fantastic work as a council president for years. So we know Delran is in good hands. Congratulations to my good friend, Tyler Burrell, youngest council president, as well as Councilman Janey. Fantastic work ahead, guys. If you guys need anything from Mount Laurel, please know that you have friends and allies to your neighbors, and we're here rooting for you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Means a lot, and good luck Tuesday. We're always here as well, Delran. So if you ever need anything, I'm sure you won't hesitate to reach out. Thanks, Stephen. And next, we're going to have our freeholder, Belvere Singh. Belvere, you should be live. Belvere, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Congratulations, Mayor Cantrabone, Council President Burrell, and incoming member Lynn, and everyone else. Best wishes. Thanks for your public service, and look forward to working with you.
Thank you, freeholder. We appreciate it. And I believe you'll now be commissioners, right? Or did that sooner or later they'll be considered commissioners. So thank you, Commissioner Singh. Appreciate it. And I think we have one more. This is Paul Jackson. We're going to allow you to speak right now. The floor is yours, Paul.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say congratulations. It is a privilege to pastor a church in such a great town and to have great leaders like yourself. So thank you so much for all the hard work on behalf of Calvary Church. We appreciate you, and we'll keep you in prayer this year. God bless you guys.
Great. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Glad to have you here in the community. Calvary is a real fabric of the community, and we always can rely on you guys to help us out in times of need for the residents. So we really can't thank you enough. And I'm thinking, let me just check here. I believe that's all we have. Jamie, do you see anybody else?
I do not.
Okay, great. So at this time, I'm going to ask for a motion to close the public.
Motion adjourned.
We close the public first.
Motion, come out.
So we got the motion. Can I get a second? Jamie will do that. Thank you. All in favor of closing the public?
Aye.
Those who oppose? Okay, the public portion is now closed. Now, Tom, motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourned.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those who oppose? I don't think anybody. And motion carries. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Happy New Year. We all wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you.